Okay, we'll try this again. Eleanor Thompson.
Thank you all for inviting me here on tonight. I'm Eleanor Thompson. I'm a native of Arkansas, and I have lived in Richmond for over 50 years, city of Richmond for over 50 years, and I got involved in 1991. We had 64 murders in the city of Richmond, and I know that somebody may say maybe safety and that may not be an issue, but when you have young men dying in the street, it becomes an issue. 64 in 1 year. I created a program, a nonprofit. I founded in 1991, received 501c3 in 1993. And that program started because of the murders in Richmond. And that program had young men and young women who came every evening just to have a safe place to go out of the street so that they wouldn't be one of the victims of crime. And also I received a grant from Office of Neighborhood Safety so that we could work with young men who hung out on the corner, because if they're inside doing a job, then they're not outside committing crime. We may have murders in our residence, but you may have break-ins and things like that. So all crime is, a crime is a crime, and it hurts somebody, no matter who it is. Also, I think that safety is one of our #1 issues, because we used to say in my neighborhood, if everybody's dead, we don't need nothing else. So safety becomes an issue. And then we have the homeless. It started out with maybe 1 tent over here and maybe a couple of people sitting on the street, but now you see the tents are growing. They are growing. There are many tents. If you go down the street and you ride around, you see people laying down on the sidewalk and everything. And we shouldn't have to have people sleeping outside. When we have the problem to solve those things, we have lots, empty vacant lots, where they can put tiny homes on there. Mayor Butt mentioned tiny homes, and I thought it was a good idea at the time that he mentioned it, to put those homes for homeless people. We want to clean up our city. We don't want people riding through, because when I ride through Oakland and I see all those homeless people out there, it's just really terrible. We haven't got there yet, but if we don't do something about it now, we're going to get there too. So we need to build homes for the homeless and get them off the street. One of the other things that we can do for our youth, a lot of youth want to start jobs. Sometimes people say they don't want to work. They're out there, they don't want to work. But I found a lot of them that really do want to work. And a police officer once said, he said, I told a young man, when you get out of jail, because he arrested him, he said, when you come out, you come and see me. He said, when the young man got out, he went to see him. He said, but he didn't have anything to offer him. So we have to have something to offer the youth, because the youth are the ones out, young adults, young men, they're the ones out committing most of the crimes in Richmond. So we want to make Richmond safe. Let's give the youth a job, because there's a saying, nothing stops a good like a job. So let's try to give our youth and young men a job so that they stay off the street. And then in order for our young people or adults or any, that want to start a business, right now it's kind of hard. It's hard because the city makes it hard for them to get that small business loan. And I think they should release that small business loan, not have the people have to wait a year before they can get the loan to be able to open the business. And if you have young people who want to open a business, I think we should make that available to them and not have them wait a year. But let's try to figure out a way so they can get it right away, and try to figure out a way so we can help them to open that business. And also the police department. We say we don't need, we have safety, but we don't need the police to have to do it all. And that's true. The police cannot do it all. But we need to always have a full police staff. The police department should be fully staffed at all times. I believe that the police department and the fire department, those departments should be fully staffed. Why? Because they are the ones we're going to call when we need help, right? They're the ones we're going to call when somebody's sick and laying on the floor. So they should be fully staffed so that they will be able to serve the Richmond community. and not be lacked or not have to, you know, not get there on time. But I've also, I founded a nonprofit in 1991, and I served on the police commission, Contra Costa County Democratic Party. I was an elected member. Thank you. I was an elected member. I've also served on the anti-drug task force for the city of Richmond. I'm a substitute teacher for the Richmond Unified School District and for the John Sweat School District. Former police community member, and that was during the time of Chief Lansdowne when he did the policy for community policing, and I believe that his community policing was one of the best because my children would always be able to go out to the gate and wait for the officer to come by because they were coming by either on bicycle or coming by on foot. So I believe his was one of the best. I was a recipient of a proclamation from Honorable Gail McLaughlin. I also received the Citizen of the Year Award from Honorable Rosemary Corbin, and also the award for community service for the George Carroll Community Service Award. Thank you. Oh, both of you.